What's good, everybody? It's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson. Back at it again here with another live stream, or actually a pre recorded stream here on the channel. Make sure you guys like, comment, hit the bell. And I'm here with the burgeoning, up and coming best travel channel coming up on Black YouTube, Black Men's Travels, Brother Aaron. I'm going to let him introduce himself and what his channel is all about.
Hey, what's going on, guys? O'Shea, I appreciate you letting me come on the show. Black Man Travels here, down here, living in Colombia. We focus on business, culture, and travel. And basically, what our mission statement is to bring brothers together, network, and pretty much build little Black Wall Streets all around the globe. So that's our mission statement, to basically help brothers build and just help the culture, man. Help these people out around the world. That's what's up.
All right, brother. And once again, I definitely appreciate you. I remember when before you even came to YouTube as a YouTuber, and now I'm seeing you getting 8,000-9,000 subscribers. So it's good to see you grow, man. And one of the things I like about your content, because you've been traveling for a minute, even when I was going to Brazil back in 2018,
Right.
you was giving me some advice, certain things like that.
Right.
But there was this whole notion that a lot of African American men that are in the DR, that are in Colombia, that are in Brazil. A lot of these black men that are there, these guys are the lowest of the lowest. They're not business people. They're not businessmen. But I just did a show with a guy we both know, Edine Cole. He has Atlanta Lights, a very, very beautiful restaurant. And one thing I've been liking about what you've been doing in Medellin, you've been showing a lot of wealthy, talented African American entrepreneurs that are setting up awesome businesses in Medellin. Let's talk about how that's pretty much, making that stereotype that black men are not doing anything overseas.
Well, the thing is, man, like one of my brothers was telling me, when you're in the States, it's somewhat of a cap. You can be very successful in the States, don't get me wrong. We all know that you become multimillionaires, even billionaires in the States. But the good thing about Medellin in particular is, first of all, your money multiplies because of the exchange rate, number one. And number two, they're not instilled with racism. There's no systematic, racism here. I'm not gonna say it as far as against the Black Colombians. I'm just saying as far as being a foreigner and handling business, man, it's very easy to handle business out here in Colombia, man. And brothers are buying hotels. You got a brother that owns a restaurant called Hena. A lot of the guys that ate there don't even know brothers own it. Brothers are just making major moves. I got another brother just bought a building out here. Like, brothers are really on their entrepreneurship out here, because that's what it is. This is the land of opportunity, the land of just doing business deals. They welcome us in. And, we got all types of connections out here in Medellin right now, man. Brothers are really making major moves. Now, understand, sometimes we see a lot of the YouTube channels and everything is focused on, sex and everything like that. But that's not what everybody's on. Entrepreneurs see the opportunities that they have out here. Not only see the opportunities, they see that their money goes much further out here as well. And the thing is, they're welcoming entrepreneurship because entrepreneurship brings jobs, and it helps the people. So that's the good thing, man. Brothers are really networking and making major moves, not only in Medellin, Dominican Republic as well. Brothers got whole resorts in Dominican Republic as well. So brothers are taking advantage of this, man. We're seeing that, okay, it's opportunities, yes, in America, but it's also opportunities all over the world, bro.
Now, it's interesting because, for me, I would have thought like, okay, black men are going to these certain places. Now, I've been to places myself, but I know that there are guys doing stuff like in Dominican Republic. Shout out to Edine Cole, Taylor Made Dreams. But the guys that you showed in Colombia, man, they're doing some awesome things, man, like really upscale type stuff. What does that say if you're a talented black man? Because, obviously, the women are very beautiful in Colombia. What does that say to the sisters or people who've been hating, talking about, like, you guys just going over there for sex, and the brother comes out there, he's a millionaire. He just happened to go to Colombia. How does that dispel that myth and that rumor?
Well, the thing is, men, we come in, we're different. Every man's not the same, number one. And yes, it's beautiful women all over Colombia. I kid you not. Afro Latinas, everybody. I mean, it's beautiful women all over Colombia. But that, to me, just the icing on the cake. When you're an entrepreneur and you see opportunity, and then you see there's not a system there to stop you from obtaining opportunity, then brothers gonna see that blood in the water and they're gonna just attack. They're gonna see the opportunities. They're gonna see that their money goes longer. They're gonna see that the government's willing to work with foreigners, and they're just gonna make it happen. So to say that all brothers are out here, traveling to these countries and doing the whole sex tourism is the thing. Listen, sex tourism has been around for a very long time, and truth be told, a lot of brothers unfortunately still don't got their passport. I mean, you see more other groups of men doing that more than anything. But as far as African brothers, yeah, brothers gonna do what they do, and I'm not judging anybody to do what they do. You're a grown ass man, do whatever you want to do. But as far as just saying that, all brothers out here, frequenting these countries for that specific reason, that's just not true. That's just not true.
One thing I want to talk about, brother Aaron, is that you're from the Atlanta area, right? And it's a very competitive city, a lot of talented black people there. Mm-hmm. And, obviously brothers that are, the hood types, from the educated types. Mm-hmm. And, now you've been living in, the better parts of Medellin for a few months now. How do what's the level of the respect that you feel like the African American entrepreneurs get in Atlanta that are men versus the entrepreneurs that are coming from the States that are men in Colombia? How do those women respond in comparisons to you with like African American women?
Okay, so as far as the women in Colombia, how they compare. Treat us versus the women in the States?
Yeah, I mean, because a lot of brothers in the States say, if you're an entrepreneur, you're a good guy. Sometimes sisters don't really be checking for you, stuff like that. I mean, is that, number one, do you think that's a myth? I mean, because you're a brother that's a filmmaker, so is that a myth, or do you think that's there's some truth in that?
I'm not gonna say it's a myth, but I'm not gonna say it's completely true either. My whole production company is pretty much sisters, for the most part, and they work very hard. We be on set 12 to 14 hours a day sometimes. My director is a sister, and I'm talking about I be ready to go home, but she still be pushing. So, especially in Atlanta, we just own our entrepreneurship. As far as women in Colombia, it's much different. Okay, here it's more like family oriented. It's more like cook and clean. Like my girlfriend don't even know pretty much. She knows what I do for a living, but she's not really into it. She's more focused on, the home, cooking, make sure I ate well, taking care of myself, stuff like that. So it's just a difference. Like it's more like a corporate relationship to a certain degree in the States, with your woman. Your woman gonna have a top tier job, you're gonna have a top tier job. It's like more equally yoked. Whereas here, the women look for you to be the provider. No matter how you the provider, you the provider. And if they catch an entrepreneur, because most people are on their entrepreneurship when they come here, if they like in extended state, they're gonna have to have a business or something going on. So here, the women are more or less, honestly speaking, you do have your corporate women here, but for the most part, especially my Afro Latinas, they just more focused on the home. They just want to just cook, clean, and have a good time and enjoy themselves. So that's the difference there a little bit.
No, what I want to talk to you about also is that obviously like in the States, white people outnumber black people, and in Colombia, obviously the non-black Colombians outnumber the black Colombians. Right. And one of the things you mentioned, because you said like in the States, a lot of sisters, black men try to show them attention. Like even on YouTube, you see brothers talking about they love black women. Those videos don't get a lot of views, but if a white guy says it, it's a lot of views, stuff like that. But you mentioned something to me earlier, and you said like the Afro Latinas, one of the things that you noticed is that if a black man pays a lot of attention to them, they're very appreciative of that, because a lot of the Colombian black men want a white woman. But you notice that a lot of the, if a black man is interested in the Afro Latina, she's like very, very appreciative of that, right?
Very appreciative, man. These Afro Latinas are super fly. They're beautiful. They're more natural. They really like rock their natural hair out here. You barely see any weaves out here. They love being black. They love being Afro culture. My girlfriend's always like, Afro-Latino, Afro-American, and to me, just like some of the Latino women, some of the Colombian women, I feel like they're a little entitled because, hey, women are so used to getting attention. They just feel like when you're dating them, they just feel like, they this, they that, that you're lucky to be with them, versus, Afro-Latino, she's going to be more appreciative, taking her to nice spots, she's not used to going to nice spots necessarily. And it just goes, the love just goes a long way, man. They really, really, really appreciate you for, investing and spending time with them. And the food is, the Afro-Latinos cook is it's like a whole different, blanket of food, a palette of food that the Afro-Latinos cook in comparison to the lighter Latinos. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That food is, you can't even buy it. That's the thing, you can't even buy it in a restaurant or nothing. They're gonna come, they're gonna cook, they're gonna throw down. Man, I haven't tasted a nasty dish yet from Afro-Latino women, man. So yeah, it goes a long way out here.
Do you think that the African American men that are dealing with, let's say, when they come to Colombia and they deal with the whiter Latino women, do you think that they are putting them on the pedestal? And I mean, obviously, like, do you think that's one of the things that maybe are some black men from America doing that too?
Yeah, most definitely. I got guys, man. They go crazy over these little pretty women. These women are beautiful. Don't get me wrong, they're beautiful, and I'm not saying this is indicative of all the light skinned Latino women. I'm just saying that some of them, especially in Medellin and Bogota, to me come off, because I had one I was dating, man. She was just mean as hell. She had an attitude, everything. She just thought she was the stuff, and I'm like, okay, whatever, cut you off. Then I started dating, some of the sisters out here, and I'm like, okay, these women are sweet, nice, submissive, homely, beautiful, natural. What am I missing here? Some of y'all brothers missing out. I tell brothers all the time. I say, all right, bro, because there's not a lot of Afro-Latinos in Medellin. You feel me? But they are here. You do have what they call paisa. You do have black paisa out here. But, for the most part, it's a lot of Latino women. But I'm telling you, man, I hate to say it like this, but if you approach an Afro-Latino woman, or just to say a woman that, has more of a flavor, more of melanin, man, more likely you're gonna get it, bro. More likely you're gonna get it.
Let me ask you this, because how are brothers, in the business world, we get back to women in a minute, but how are the African American men that come into Colombia, they can't speak, well, obviously Spanish is their second language, so isn't it hard for them to start the business up in Colombia? I know Colombia is very transparent now about things, real estate, it's almost, from what I understand, as transparent as America, as far as, doing business and buying property and setting up bank accounts. But, isn't it difficult for them to do stuff, with Spanish being the first language?
Well, most of my guys, they always have like an interpreter, like one of your Spanish homeboys, you might be Puerto Rican, Dominican from the States, you have an interpreter. And, the thing about Spanish is a beautiful language, because I'm starting to understand it more, about 50%. So I would say once you kind of can learn how to navigate the land, it's very important that you learn Spanish, but you can either hire an interpreter or, just get one of your guys, your friends that speak Spanish, especially if they're Colombian. And I think you'll be pretty much good at the game. You'll be solid. Because money, everybody wants money. So they don't care if you don't speak the language fluently, but it's good to learn some words like, como estas, buenos dias, just, polite words, what do you need, stuff like that. But it's not going to hold you back from doing any business out here at all.
When you talk about like being submissive, you talked about that as far as Afro-Latinas. What do you mean being submissive, and what makes them more submissive than women in America?
Giving them directions, basically. Okay. I came from, my grandparents raised me. My mom raised me too, but, I was able to see in the home a traditional marriage, and my grandfather pretty much ran the household, So that's what I'm used to, man. I'm just used to a man pretty much giving direction, the man really being the head, the jefe, the boss of the house. And that's what they're used to. This is a very machismo culture here. If you try to get in the kitchen, they want you to help out a little bit, but they be like, what you doing? That's my job. You know what I'm saying? Like, get out of here. they cooking or something, no, get out of here. They're gonna bring you a plate. I mean, it's a beautiful thing, man. And I know some brothers haven't experienced that in quite some time. Because we come from a generation where women were still kind of a little bit more, submissive than they are now. And once again, I'm not trying to throw shade on the sisters like that. I'm just telling the truth, bro.
Right.
The women out here are just more. They're more focused on family, culture, food. They love to dance, bro. You're gonna have to dance. You got to learn salsa and bachata and all that. They love to cook. They are very happy when they just in a nice home, in a safe environment, with a refrigerator full of food. You ain't got to buy them no clothes. You ain't got to take them shopping and nothing like that. They just happy to be in a nice environment. Take a nice little African out to eat at a nice restaurant, man. I'm telling you, man, you might have her for life, bro. Real talk. And they be gorgeous. They be beautiful too, and they be all natural. They be all natural, bro.
Let me ask you this, because you have a video, I think, on your channel that says something about either black men leave Colombia crying on the plane, or I know that about Brazil. Our brothers, when they have to leave Colombia, are they actually crying real tears because of how they miss it?
Yes, bro. I've had so many people extend their stays out here it's ridiculous. Everybody extends their stay. I had one guy that was like, man, I'm thinking about extending my stay. I said, okay, cool. Everybody says that. He goes to the airport and just makes a blanket decision and turns around and stays here. I think I'll stay here for 3 months. Quit his job because he was doing Forex, so he already had additional income. He was like, man, I'm just about to live off this Forex, man. He was real solid with Forex, but I will say that. And he just left 2 days ago. I mean, guys extend all the time, man, because it's just more women. The women just ice on the cake. It's culture here, bro. Like, it's culture, and it's refreshing, especially the black men, to not walk around and all think about racism. You know what I'm saying? The police are very, the police do their thing out here. Don't get me wrong. They search people, they ask for IDs and everything, but you don't have to worry about getting shot. You feel me? And nobody can put no pistol on you and kill you and nothing like it out here in Colombia, bro. So it's just, being in the culture, feeling the vibe, learning Spanish, all the beautiful women, all the great food, the great environment. You're in the middle of the rainforest, basically. They didn't destroy their trees. They build within nature instead of building over nature. So it's more indicative to your natural habitat, basically. Because you're close to the equator and everything in South America. Yeah, I mean, brothers and sisters come down here too, and they love it. They don't want to leave. Everybody's trying to figure out how they can stay out here within a amount of time. I met 2 sisters from Atlanta, Super Bowl weekend, and they was like, yeah, we came out here for a couple of weeks, then we went back to the States, got our stuff together. It took us about a year, and we moved down here. We love Colombia. Like I say, Colombia is especially Medellin, it's one of the hardest cities to ever leave. And yeah, when you leaving, you're gonna feel like you're leaving something behind because the people are so genuine. For example, one of the guys in the group left a ATM card in the machine. Right now, we know in the States, in most places, you leave your ATM card, it's a wrap. Somebody took it, they're gonna try to get some money out. Or it's just a credit card, they might get charge on it. I told him, I said, man, go back to the store and go to like a lost and found. He was like, man, that ATM card gone. I already closed it out. I said, just see. If you got to go by there, just to see. And he went by there, and they said, yeah, somebody turned your card in. Nobody took a penny off, right? Not to say that you don't got to be a piece of cues because stuff still goes down out here. But that's just a testament to the people out here, bro. They're genuine. They're kind. Everybody teaches you Spanish, and you will fall in love with not only the culture, but the people in Medellin, Colombia.
I heard that from several different people about especially like Aces Live. He's one of the guys that's been in Colombia for a while. That what about a lot of brothers are looking for places where they can keep the American dollar going, and if they can make money with now, like work from home, something like that. Going to Medellin's a good option. Or Colombia, what infrastructure, because you've been to different places, Brazil, Dominican Republic, what infrastructure does Colombia have to offer, a business like a home business or, good internet connection, things like that for a brother can still be able to earn overseas and still make money, transportation in Medellin. How are those things in comparisons to the states, and is it efficient?
The infrastructure in Colombia is really good, man. I mean, they got skyscrapers, building downtown, everything. The internet speed sometimes can be a little janky. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes it just stops working out of the blue. Um, but I would suggest that you know, don't go. You're not gonna be able to compete for a job with a Colombian. That's not gonna happen. Unless you got some type of certification. A lot of people I see, they do have jobs from the states, and their jobs when they sent them down here to work remotely. Some people, it's a lot of day traders out here. There's a lot of forex cats out here. For the most part, most guys I meet are in IT, and they do trading. You got crypto traders out here. I went to a hostel. It's just full of day traders. That's all they do all day is just trade stocks. So I would suggest, not to try to, unless you're trying to teach English, I would suggest try to make your money online in some form of fashion. Get some type of IT certification, some YouTube channel, trade some crypto. Just make sure you keep money coming in and budget your money accordingly, man. It doesn't cost a lot of money to stay in Colombia, bro. You can live in Colombia. It's not gonna cost that much to actually live in Colombia. Now, if you're gonna be partying and drinking, then you might want to, make enough money to support your habits. But for the most part, just genuine living, especially when you know how to move, you know what stores to go to, especially when you start to learn the language and speak Spanish, it's very reasonable to live here in Colombia.
Let's talk a little bit about the COVID restrictions right now. I mean, obviously, I know things have been changing since you've even been there. What are some of the parameters and procedures that you have to live, to sustain? I know Atlanta right now, for example, I know it's still like wide open, but what about Colombia? Like, is there curfews, things you need to do to get around, stuff like that?
Okay, so currently there is no curfew, and I'm gonna tell you, man, they had to get rid of that curfew because they was like choking the people. They're choking all of us. They had to sit for, I think, the whole month of October and some of November and December, bro. They just had curfews, lockdowns, and they just did it on every holiday. So in Colombia, they got a lot of holidays, and they're back to back to back. So because the hospitals were full, they pretty much shut the country down. They had this thing called Topo de Queda, where you can only shop during certain days of the week, depending on the last number of your ID. And I'm so glad it's over. Now, I will say this, man, you still got to be careful because there is a bug going around here. People are still getting sick, but the numbers are dropping. So currently, you do have to still have a PCR test to get into the country. You have to have a PCR test within 96 hours. Now, they're saying now, and I'm not going to confirm this, but they're saying now that if you do come to the airport without a PCR test, you just have to do a 14-day quarantine. But who wants to do that? So you might still be able to make it up here, but you're still going to have a 14-day quarantine. That's what they're saying. Basically, what was happening before was the prime minister and I think not the prime minister, but the minister of health and the judges were going back and forth about locking down Colombia. So luckily, the cases have dropped. Everything is wide open. You still need a PCR test, like I said before, and you need a PCR test to get back in the States as well. So you got to take one coming in, you got to take one coming out. The one going out is generally going to be between $40 and $80, depending on where you get it at. And some of them come straight to your house to take a test. So yeah, man, that's what Medellin and Colombia is wide open right now. Mm-hmm. But it also depends on what district you're going to. So you got to check out because there's going to be different rules in Cartagena and Barranquilla than it is in Medellin because they're going by the amount of COVID cases. But luckily, the COVID cases have been dropping, but people are still kind of getting sick out here. So wear your mask, fellas. That's the biggest thing. Just wear your mask.
Well, I mean, I know you're from Atlanta, which is one of the bigger cities in the United States. Mm-hmm. What opportunities do you think Medellin would offer as far as business? And we do know the quality of life because you're talking about, the infrastructure is good and it's cheaper. But what opportunities could Medellin, Colombia offer a brother that you couldn't be able to get business-wise in Atlanta?
Okay. I mean, I'll be honest with you, bro. I don't know too many brothers that own buildings in Atlanta, that own entire hotels in Atlanta. I mean, brothers are buying up entire buildings like it's nothing out here, bro. Like brothers, I'm talking about brothers are really networking in with the government and everything. They're making it happen. Because you got to understand that, the economy was very, very bad. It's still kind of bad due to COVID. You lost 500,000 businesses. And having to be a business, you're gonna have at least 5 to 10 employees. So a lot of people out of work. So they're welcoming in new money. Wherever it's coming from, they're welcoming in new money. So as far as opportunities, I would say just the fact that your money goes much further here than it would in States. There is no underlying secret code to, stop black men from going to certain things. Like my boy Rob was telling me that, he was opening up clubs and then the government assembly was messing with him and stuff, trying to put little laws to kind of cap them off a little bit. A lot of times, until you start doing some business, you're not going to see the racism be subtle. But like we had this little thing still in Atlanta to where we all know that kind of get a sister to go in there first. Kind of put a sister's name on the paperwork or get a little white friend as your treasurer or something. You still got to move a certain way. And in Colombia, man, you get a little Colombian cat that speaks Spanish, you can walk right into that bank and do whatever you want. It's no codified to say, okay, they black. Oh, nah, we can't. Let's do this to them. I remember even when, I started making money on Shopify. This is when Shopify first came out. And I got banned from Rich's Bank. I'm still banned from Rich's Bank because I caught them literally stealing money out of my account. And then it was almost like, what you gonna do about it? It was an old white lady. She said the most racist shit to me, and I couldn't believe it. Mm-hmm. So when I left, this is in Conyers, Georgia. I'm probably telling myself now, but it is what it is. I'm in a whole other country now. So when I left, I remember when I walked into the bank, it's like the door was kind of like broke a little bit. But she said something just to throw me off so bad. I got so angry because I'm sitting there catching you, trying to hold withdrawals and deposits so you can keep overdrafting my account. And then she had all these questions. How you making this much money? I said, through Shopify. Well, what are you selling on Shopify? Doesn't matter. Would you ask why these same questions? You're a bank. It doesn't matter where the money's coming from. You see it's coming from Shopify. What are you worried about what I'm selling? She said I forgot exactly what she said. She said some slick stuff, but this is the type of stuff I'm talking about when you're doing business in the South and Georgia and stuff like that. So when I go out, I push the door. You know what I'm saying? I did push it hard, but when I pushed the door, the whole door just flew off. What? And everybody, oh. And I ain't gonna lie, I kind of spent up the parking lot because I was pissed, bro. I mean, I'm guessing you stealing. You say some racist to me. I didn't mean to cuss. So they called the police. The police want me to come back. I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm not coming back. You know what I'm saying? Come and find me. Hung up the phone. And so I went to the bank to just close my account out. And they was like, you're going to have to do it another way. You're going to get a cashier check or send your other business partner in. They had literally banned me from every richest bank. Stuff like that is what I'm talking about. Right. And it might not happen to everybody, but I'm just saying them folks in the South, man. Oh yeah, they pocket watching, they pocket checking. Real talk. Even out here, the white guys want to know, well, how do you make a living out here, man? So what do you do? I'm like, well, it ain't your business what I do, but I'm making it. So what does it matter? You gotta watch it. These little sly questions they ask because they feel a certain type of way about seeing brothers moving the way they're moving out here. They really want the things to apply from the States. They want it to apply all over the world. And that's not how this game works. Matter of fact, I'm not gonna tell the whole situation, but some of these white folk out here in Colombia, they be getting targeted like a mug, bro. I mean, you gotta tell them, hey man, you're not in America no more. You're not in America no more. These Colombians do not care if you're white. They don't even really consider themselves white for the most part. Some of them do, but for the most part, they don't care about that gringo stuff, man. They'll take care of you like anybody else. They'll take care of you. So, yeah, I didn't mean to be too long-winded, but that's, it's a lot of opportunities out there, basically.
Okay. Let them know, man, for those brothers looking to come and check your channel out, man. What will they expect coming from, the Black Men's Travel Shop? I see you've been involved in a lot of content. What are they going to expect coming over to your channel, brother?
Man, when you come to Black Men Travels, you're going to see brothers basically exploring the world. I interview a lot of guys that's been all over the world. It's pretty much an informational-based channel on how to move in these certain countries. And like I say, we're building a network of businessmen to be able to, validate guys and hold guys accountable, while we're in these countries in order to make business moves. We got to hold each other accountable. That's what we talked about at dinner yesterday, just holding each other accountable. And representing ourselves well, because they look at us as a group now. When you're overseas, you're American, period. No matter how you want to be, something else, they look at you like you American. You're Afro-American. That's what they call you Afro-American. So at my channel, you will get to experience, you get to see different videos of me exploring Colombia. I'm gonna be in Brazil soon, DR, and just learning about different cultures, man, and being able to network with different brothers all over the world. It's a very powerful thing, man. Make sure you check out the channel, Black Man Travels.
All right, guys, and again, I do thank Brother Aaron for coming by. You've been real busy now. It's hard to get him. So check out the first comment pinned to the top. Me and him have done some really good interviews. Almost everyone is at least over 10,000 views. So I know when he come, I'm gonna get my money on for today. Also check out this Facebook group. Tell them about your Facebook group, man.
Okay, so I have a private Facebook group called Black Man Travels. All one word. And we have 5,000 members strong, man. I'm very proud of that. We worked very hard to get it there. And I mean, brothers be getting at each other a little bit, but it's just all fun. It's like a big, I ain't gonna say locker room, but brothers just be, wilding out, having a good time. We've been connected in the group as well. I do a lot of live videos. I got a brother named Cardell. He's in real estate. He's in DR right now. He does a lot of videos, a lot of lives as well. And the cool thing about a Facebook group is that, it's more of a platform where you can kind of post your products, post your services, stuff like that. And brothers can, support. So the Facebook group is off the chain, man. Make sure you join the Facebook group. And a lot of information that I'm not gonna put on YouTube, I do put on the private Facebook group because you can't put everything on YouTube, of course.
All right, guys. Well, as you know, check out the first comment pinned to the top. It's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson back at it again. And always remember, the buffoonery remains an all-time high. We are out. Peace.